Greetings, YouTube. The doctor is in. Dr. Urios Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons and Dragons. And welcome back to the channel that brings power gaming to the next level. Today on the Doctor's Spell Prognosis, we are talking about the spell Maze. We're giving this one an A+, not quite an S, but an A+. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or a comment. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when I've got another video out. All right. Maze is an 8th level spell. It is super straightforward. It's very simple. It's great, but a simple spell. Very straightforward, 8th level. It is only usable by wizards. However, bards can pick this up. With Magical Secrets and Mystic Arcanum, Warlocks can also pick this up. So, one action, that's great. Range of 60 feet, good range. Verbal and somatic components, that's awesome. It lasts for 10 minutes and requires concentration. So, we're going to talk about that duration a little bit. So, you banish a creature that you can see within range into a labyrinthine demi-plane. The target remains there for the duration or until it escapes the maze. No saving throw. No saving throw for this spell. You point your finger, and away they go. Disappear, gone, on another plane, not coming back until they do certain things or until the spell ends. Okay. The target can use its action to attempt to escape. So, one, it's got to use it, but it's in a place where all it's really got to do is use its action. It doesn't really have anything else to do. So, when it does so, it makes a DC 20 intelligence check. I love that. It's not a saving throw. It's an intelligence check, and most things that you go up against have terrible, terrible intelligence scores, meaning it's going to be very hard for them to make that intelligence check. So if it succeeds, it escapes. And the spell ends if it succeeds and it escapes. Minotaurs and Goristro demons automatically succeed. One thing I do want to say about this, because it is a demi-plane, that it is not on the same plane, there is an argument that if something has plane shift, that it will be able to get out automatically. You'll just use plane shift on its action, and it'll come right back to where it was. Okay, when the spell ends, the target reappears in the space it left, or if that space is occupied in the nearest unoccupied space. Pretty straightforward, pretty standard, pretty simple, but sweet but simple, but very powerful. This is the big brother to the spell Banishment. Now, let's talk about pros and cons. A pro is this has a great range. 60 feet is a good range. There is no saving throw. I cannot emphasize that enough, how great that is. No save. It requires an intelligence check, and we're going to talk about something that is associated with that you as players can do to take advantage of that. It does last for 10 minutes. Now, 10 minutes could be a pro, and it can be a con. But it takes an enemy out of combat for that duration of the spell, and so there are some things that you can probably do, but we're going to talk about that. So some cons. I feel that this spell is probably better versus multiple creatures. If you use this against the big bad, it's just going to be gone for 10 minutes or until it comes back. There might be some big bads, especially if it's like a lich, that they can just go plane shift, or they can figure it out because they've got a high intelligence score and just come back. So you have to be careful of that. But I think, in general, this is better against multiple creatures or multiple enemies, especially if you've got a big bad that you're going up against, like the boss, and they've got a bunch of minions. You can use this spell to get rid of like one of the more annoying and powerful minions. Just take them away, and then everybody can kind of focus on the boss creature. Another con is it is worthless against Minotaurs and Goristro demons. That's super situational. Not sure how often you're going to come up against those. And the other con that I came up with, it's hard to come up with cons for this one, by the way, because there's not a whole lot. But the other one I've got here is it's only usable by wizards. But There's a big but on that. Of course, we've got, magical secrets, and we've got mystic arcanum, so it can be used by warlocks and bards. But there's a but on that one too. So let's take a look at that. For bards, you're not going to be getting this spell until you get the 18th level magical secrets. The 18th level one, and there's one at 14th level, which only gets you up to 7th level spells, not 8th level spells. So you won't be getting, you're going to have to be pretty much a straight bard at this point to get this one. Now, for warlocks, again, you're going to have to pretty much be a straight warlock to get this one, and you get Mystic Arcanum at 15th level, so you're going to have to be at least a 15th level warlock to get this. But as a wizard, you don't automatically, you can get this at 15th level. Okay, so there is the but that goes along with that. Now, some things that you can do with this if you are going up against a single enemy. Maybe don't cast this right off the bat. Maybe cast this after the fight's gone on a little bit. Now, you have to be careful with this because the enemy is going someplace where they could basically do the same thing that I'm going to suggest. But one of the things I suggest you do is maybe after a couple of rounds of a fight, if the party is getting hurt really badly, you pop this, they go away, and you can use that time, that 10 minutes or however long it takes for the creature to come back, to heal, to buff the party up, to get ready. Maybe the creature doesn't have those kinds of resources, so it can't really heal itself, and then it'll come back. Remember, this is a concentration spell, so you can actually end this spell early, and it will end it and bring the creature back when you want, unlike some other spells that don't use concentration. This one is a concentration spell, so you can take advantage of that to send something away, and then the party can buff up and heal and then get back to max and go after it. The other thing that I think is really good for this one is if DMs use this spell. If a Dungeon Master uses this spell on the party and say they target the party's primary healer, they're gone. And the chances of them coming back are pretty slim. And so that can be pretty devastating to a party of adventurers, especially if their healer is gone. Especially if there's somebody there that has Revivify, and now all of a sudden they can't use that Revivify because they're gone. And somebody gets whacked and is dead. So DMs, think hard on this spell because it can be pretty devastating. It can make a very not challenging fight into an extremely challenging fight. All right, the other thing I want to talk about, because this is an intelligence check, is Hex. So just remember, Hex, you place a curse on a creature you see within range, and we've gone over this spell. You can choose one ability when you cast a spell. The target has disadvantage on ability checks made with the chosen ability. Hex does not specify that it doesn't work on another plane. It only says that you have to be concentrating on it. So there's a warlock, and there's a wizard in the party, and the warlock has access to Hex and casts Hex on intelligent, and then the warlock casts maze. Guess what's getting stuck? That's an intelligence check. That's an ability check to get out of the maze, and now you've got disadvantage on that. So too bad, so sad, and then you ensure that they get stuck, and you can ensure you can do all those other things that you need to do. All right, that is what I have for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.